The brand new Head Speed Legend is here.
And there's a few little surprises in store.
Joe and Ben here from PH Tennis, and we have got the new Speed Legend.
And, Joe, big news. Hold on to your hats, everyone. Can you put a drum roll in post? There's a new material! We've got a new material in our tennis rackets. It's so exciting. We've got boron this time.
Yes, we have. More to come on that later. But we'll start, Ben, firstly with the cosmetic, because I think it's a significant upgrade.
Yes.
It's
often there's a bit of a problem, right?
Yeah. With the Legend, we've had too much gold, not enough gold, too much Djokovic, not enough Djokovic. This is quite classy. It's got a lovely little detail on there, with the head in gold, and everything is quite sort of subtle. I wish it didn't have the Djokovic logo.
You're not a fan of that logo at all?
I'm not. I think it's rubbish. But yeah, the little gold accent's good. It's got sort of carbon fibre looking detail here, which is then mirrored in the head, writing on the side, which is very nice. I think it's the best looking Legend yet.
Yeah, it's pretty close to being one of the best looking head rackets. Full stop, I think.
Yeah, but we're old guys, so we're suckers for like the plain black
we are.
Sort of vibe. So there you go.
As part of getting older is understanding that you're not as cool as you used to.
Yes.
You were cool. I don't think I've ever been cool.
It's slipping.
Yeah, it looks very smart.
Yeah, it's the classiest Legend for sure. You are a Speed user. Are you excited?
I am actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's especially with this new material in, which is called High Bore, and that is a hybrid between Auxetic 2.0, which is
Nerd Corner will cover all of this.
Oh, will it?
Yes.
Can I not do a little bit?
I want to
talk about boron so desperately.
Okay, do a little bit.
So it is a hybrid of the Auxetic 2.0, which is the existing head technology, and boron. Now, Joe is going to take you through this in way more detail in Nerd Corner coming up in a bit. But for starters, does this racket actually need it? That's one of the things. We love the feel of Auxetic 2.0. We really like the feel of the old Speed. The existing Speed, I should say. So this new edition, we're going to see what it does. We've been promised some very interesting things from Head, in a very interesting way as well.
Yes.
The language used is suspicious, let's put it that way.
Absolutely. So let me strap on my lab coat and get into Nerd Corner. Thank you and welcome to Nerd Corner, where we're talking about the Speed Legend. Let's start off with some of the sort of standard spec. So we'll start with the MP. It is of course 300 grams static weight, and it's a 100 square inch head with a 16-19 pattern. Very little has changed there. The balance point on the MP is 320 and the beam width is 230. Don't get those mixed up. Onto the Pro, and the Pro tightens up that string bed. We've got an 18-20 pattern, so much denser, still in the 100 square inch head. You've got a balance point of 310 mil, so dropping back towards the handle, and you've got a static weight of 310 grams as well. As for the swing weights, we've got an unstrung swing weight on the MP of 290.5, and on the Pro, 287.5. These are tested on our machine, these are our rackets, so don't come at us if you've got something different. These are the actual specs of the actual rackets we have used. Those are the standard specs. We've also got in both frames, we've got Auxetic 2.0. Obviously, that beautiful material expanding on swing, contracting on impact, making for a delicious feel that we've come to expect in the head rackets. But most excitingly, we've got a new material, and this is called High Bore. This is introducing boron as well as the carbon into the frame. Now, put my laptop down for a moment. The High Bore is placed in the middle of the throat on both sides. So High Bore is a state-of-the-art material. It is the first time that a racket manufacturer has put it in the throat. High Bore is a combination of carbon and boron fibers. So the high is hybrid, very clever. The fibers interact structurally to give the material exceptional properties. By adjusting the spacing of the boron fibers in the matrix, the performance characteristics can be tailored to how the material needs to perform, as well as maximizing its compressional strength. Now, the compressional strength is the real detail, is the real bit that we want to get into. So what is compressional strength? Well, compressional strength. When a material resists deforming or falling under compression, it's said to have good compressional strength. When a tennis ball impacts with a racket, both tensile and compressional loads are applied to the structure. Carbon fibres resist the tensile load, while the boron fibres resist the compressional force. Together, both types of fibre giving the racket a feeling of stability as it impacts with the ball. So we're looking for greater stability. Now, Head claim that it is going to give a perceived, strange way to put it, a perceived stability, power, control and spin. So in their mind, this boron addition, this high bore fibre, the carbon and the boron interacting together are going to give you everything, or a perception of everything added to the frame. There you go, nerds. It's now back to the studio.
Thanks for that, Joe. I hope you all enjoyed the detail specifications, but as you know, it is meaningless when we are out actually playing. Tennis is not a game played on paper, it is a game played on grass.
AstroTurf, clay.
Maybe it is up there, but it's played on different surfaces. So let's get on court and put it through its paces.
As you can see, we've just come off court because we're standing the other way around, having tested the new Speed Legend, both the MP and the Pro. First thoughts, Ben?
Very nice, but don't feel like a Speed necessarily. I think it's changed quite a lot, interestingly.
Interesting. So, my headline, my first thought is, this is my favourite Speed ever.
I don't think it's my favourite Speed ever, but it is very, very good. It seems like a grown-up version.
Yes, I think you can feel that we had the older version on court with us as well, so we could get a little comparison going. And I think you can feel the high ball.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
It certainly can.
It does feel more stable. It feels less sort of whippy. It feels a little bit more. It feels a little stiffer, and I like that. In terms of power, I think it drops off compared to the old one. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. Yep.
Yeah, and I think the same probably be said with the spin. Now, I don't know if this is because the high ball is giving extra stiffness, so you're not whipping through it quite as quickly. But where it's maybe losing power and spin, it's gaining in control and precision.
Yeah. So I'm going to be honest, Joe. I got a bit stuck down to a tennis warehouse forum nightmare.
Excellent.
Just like sort of looking just to see what people's opinions were on the Speed, because it's quite a hard racket to place, generally in sort of the world of head tennis frames, because it kind of does a little bit of everything. Well, or it seemed to, or it used to, let's say.
Yes.
So the Speed itself, because we've got this narrow beam, we get quite a lot of flex, and it's quite manoeuvrable, it's very evenly balanced, but then you have 100 square inch head size, you've got 16-19 string pattern, and a lot of the comments people seem to have is that it's a bit sort of nebulous. And what I felt with this Legend is that it maybe was becoming less nebulous and a little bit more focused on being a slightly more modern, control-y frame, a little bit more sensible, a little bit more underpowered, bit stiffer, just essentially a tidier tennis racket, which isn't necessarily what I like. So obviously that is the MP more so than the Pro. And in general, the MP is kind of like, that's Head's thing. It's meant to be for everyone. It's meant to do a little bit of everything. And the high bore has just kind of tightened it up, steadied everything up, controlled everything.
It sits right in the middle. Head have now created this new sort of matrix of where the rackets sit and sort of what they're supposed to do. And the Speed MP sits directly in the middle. And I think that's about right. And I think that where some of the criticisms from these much esteemed forums so is it sort of being nebulous and not quite knowing where to fit? I think it does fit right in the middle. I think the Radical probably sits quite closely in the middle too, although that's not where Head place it on their diagram. I think that I like the fact that it's kind of all-roundery, and I think that what the high bore has added as a stability means that where my criticisms of the older versions were a sort of lack of stability at the net, the high bore has definitely improved that. I think that is a big improvement for me anyway, and probably why I like this one so much more, because I like being at the net. I like it to be really nice and solid when I'm when I'm getting balls fired at me, essentially.
Yeah, so I think all those people sitting there, typing away, I think you're going to appreciate the changes.
Yes.
So a lot of comments, the string pattern's too open and the ball sort of sprays all wildly all over the place. Big secret, that's you. It's not the racket, but this new version is probably going to help you.
Yes.
Whereas I reckon the old one required quite a lot of player input.
Yes.
So he's always seemed to be the speed MP for me, and I think the reason I like it so much is I feel like it's a really, really natural, responsive racket.
Yeah.
You get out what you put in. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe this high ball version, this Legend, is just ever so slightly tempered it down to just add a bit of control and a bit of consistency to what you're doing and feeling. So if you're not as strong a player, you're going to probably really appreciate that. If you like me and you just want a bit of wildness and a bit of fun, maybe it's not quite what you're after, but that's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing.
No, I felt with the MP a surprising amount of control. You expect that with the Pro, which we'll get to, but with the MP, I thought it was much easier to control, much more precise than I found the previous versions, and for that, again, a real improvement. Hopefully, high ball continues on into the range, Ben.
Yeah.
Which we probably assume it does, because we probably assume that this is the new speed dressed up as a Legend.
Yes. So full disclosure, we are filming this a week before the US Open starts, and there are some rumours swirling that it might be Djokovic's last tournament. So we are positing that maybe this racket has been released just in case.
Yes, exactly. That's the MP. Now onto the Pro. Now the Pro is absolutely precision. It shifts in that diagram way over towards that precision. We tighten up that string bed with an 18-20 pattern, so much denser, still in the 100 square inch head, as covered in Nerd Corner, obviously, which you sat through and
enjoyed.
Yes, and enjoyed.
Yeah.
And it is that it becomes sort of pure control, that real top end control frame. The high ball, again, it works in the same way. It does feel more stable. It just feels a lot more serious.
Yeah, and I think it matches more.
Yeah,
it suits the Pro more than it suits the MP in terms of sort of the general feel of the racket. Maybe you could say that the benefits are less significant because the old Pro was already a very good, serious precision racket. So it's added a little bit less, but it certainly suits it a bit more. So obviously that's Speed Pro's got the balance point towards the handle. It's everything about it is precision and control. Yeah, it's very different to the MP. Yes, it's probably two of the most different rackets that we can get in the same silo. Exactly, and I think it's like Josh's here.
And I think that with that, it's less forgiving. It's essentially more difficult to use in a sense. But when you're flat, when you're getting out the middle, as you'd expect with a racket with those sort of specs, you can really feel it. It's really precise. It's really good, and it kind of plays almost exactly as you'd expect it to, and you'd want it to if you're that sort of player. Yeah. Whereas I think what you get with the MP is you actually get it feels heavier and it feels stiffer, and it does feel different to the old version, whereas I think that the Pro is much more in keeping with what you'd expect.
Yeah, that is very well put, Joseph. That is exactly it. And it is just for a different person, right? It's for a different tennis player. Yeah. The Speed Pro and the Speed MP are for completely different people wanting completely different things. And both of them seem to, both of these rackets are hitting their market perfectly. Yeah, they're both very, very good, but for different players. Yeah,
and I think actually between the two, I would probably choose the MP, which I would never normally do. I always prefer the sort of Pro ones, but there's something about this new MP, that additional stability, that increase in control and precision, which I really like. I think it's tremendous, the new MP.
We should say at this point, this is not the racket Djokovic uses.
Oh, don't even get into it.
This is a celebration because we're allowed to like him now, aren't we?
Yeah, it's funny, since the players that we really liked have gone, kind of Federer, Nadal, you're kind of left with, and that you need Murray, that. Yeah. We're old enough now that we need that kind of nostalgia, and I guess Djokovic is providing that. I say that very reluctantly.
Yeah, it is strange to now celebrate Djokovic when he has tennis fans are generally pretty well-mannered, balanced people. I wouldn't say people hated Djokovic, but he was always sort of the pantomime villain, right? Yeah. He was always the one, everyone was like Federer or Nadal, as adverse to Djokovic,
Yeah.
but now they're gone. It's like, no, he was all right. He was a nice guy.
Well,
He is a good tennis player.
and it's
you know,
it's especially hard given his. I mean, we are both in a situation where our physical abilities are ailing slightly, and it's very sad for me to see Djokovic, who is such prowess, such power, such physical dominance on the
Yeah.
court, seeing that sort of drift away. That's the saddest bit of
It's
his demise. Seeing him wobbling around and having to have weird Serbian drugs to keep him going. Disappointing. But we digress.
It's like a really sad carnival mirror, like reflecting our own patheticness back at ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there you have it. The new Speed Legend, absolutely fantastic and an upgrade for sure. Get on court and try it because it's a really, really beautiful racket.
Yeah, well done, Head. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you like our videos and you want some more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. We release a video every week, don't we, Joe?
2 of them.
2 a week.
2 of them on this channel, 2 of them on the other channel. So there's plenty to dig into. As always, don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe.
So you never miss a thing from VH Tennis. And little prediction time. When Djokovic loses in the 3rd round to...
We're going to go another round. 4th round to Shelton.
We're going for yes.
We haven't seen the draw yet, so they might not be able to meet at that point, but you know.
Our prediction is Djokovic loses in the 4th round to Ben Shelton in 4 and then retires.
Maybe.
I can imagine if we were right.
Oh, that'd be great.